movement series. Excited to have you here. We're going to start today talking about what I think is the most important first step in designing a new movement program for yourself, which is your personal values. What we're talking about here is change, right? We're talking about trying to incorporate something into our daily life that, because of chronic pain, is probably really difficult to do. The body is going to, and the brain are going to throw up all kinds of signals that, trying to move is maybe dangerous or scary. And if we don't have a good alignment to why we're doing what we're doing, what are our values that make life meaningful? What are the things that make us feel rewarded and fulfilled? If we don't have a clear picture of what those things are, we're just not going to get anywhere in this journey. It's going to be very difficult to keep getting up for yourself, to keep prioritizing movement if you're not sure why you're doing it. And there's a lot of whys out there. There's a lot of whys that come from outside sources, specifically media, or maybe even just pressure from social settings to look a certain way or feel a certain way. And, that is how a lot of people make their money by trying to help you believe that there's something about you you need to change in order to be worthy. But the reality is, movement practice or no movement practice, you are worthy. Your body has value just in keeping you alive and allowing you to do the things that you do every day. However, there has to be more to our daily life than the kind of minimum necessary. We have to be um, inspired by something, and we need to figure out how to make sure that work and family life is not just driving us towards goals that are not our own. I know that's easier said than done. I certainly allowed my career life to drive me in a direction for a long time that was completely out of alignment with my values, and I didn't even know it because I had never stopped to ask myself, what are my values? And, the question I really think is the most important one is, when you reach the end of your life and you look back, how will you know it was a life well lived? What would you have done with your time? Who will you have around you? Um, what relationships will you have invested in or not invested in? And I think that when we try to take it, I know it's not pleasant to think about the end of our lives, but when we try to take that perspective, as opposed to the sort of what's the noisiest demand of my day right now, it really can help to put things in their right place in terms of priority. It's very, very easy to prioritize the thing that feels most urgent in the moment, and that's fine day to day. Sometimes we need to do that. But when we're looking at the big picture and we're thinking about what we're working towards, is it, are you moving because you want to be able to continue gardening? Are you moving because you love your pets and you want to take them for a walk? Are you moving because you and your partner have a dream, a bucket list dream of going on a hike somewhere beautiful? I don't know what that thing is for you. Nobody can define that thing for you, but you won't get anywhere in your movement practice, particularly one in the face of chronic pain or discomfort that recurs because of a chronic condition. You won't get anywhere unless you're really clear on why, and unless that why is really tied to who you are deep down inside. So that's where we're going to start with our Monday motivation this week. And if you're on the newsletter, you'll see some more there. And I'll talk to you soon.